Greeting our Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters. This is L.D. Smith, the watchman on the wall. Israel, it is our Sabbath. Grab that King James. We still have a continuation here on our teaching about the Sabbath. And as always, we have a fine one. Real fine one tonight. And we're going to go into real detail, okay? All right, now. Before we get started, I want to wish all of our sisters and brothers all over happy Sabbath. And that being said, let us go forward into our teaching tonight. We're going to pick up again in the book of Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, and then we're going to move forward. But tonight we're going to get into the moon Sabbath, all right? And I'm going to explain to you guys about the moon Sabbath, okay? Because for some reason there is a confusion between God's Sabbath and the other Sabbaths, all right? And I'm going to explain those tonight, okay? Now, as I always say, follow along, and I want you to think about what we are reading and what we are saying, okay? I want you to think about it, because I want you to be able to differentiate between the Lord's Sabbath and the other Sabbath that our ancestors took part in, okay? All right, now, that being said, let's go forward. We're going to be starting at Leviticus 23rd chapter. We're going to begin with verse 24, okay? Now, let's look at verse 24. Look what it says here. It says, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the Sabbath month, in the first day of the month, shall be a Sabbath. Now, look what he says. In the Sabbath month, the first day of the month. See what I'm saying? Shall be a Sabbath now. Now, if you think about that, that could be on a Sunday, that could be on a Monday, that could be anytime during the week. See what I'm saying? But it's still a Sabbath. But remember, what month is this? This is the Sabbath month, okay? There's a lot of things that transpires here in the Sabbath month that doesn't go on in any other months. See, so we have to understand that we're going to show here that there are many Sabbaths here, including the Lord's Sabbath, in this month right here. Now, let's go forward. Now, he says here, the latter part of that, he says, in the Sabbath month, in the first day of the month, shall be a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of trumpets and holy convocation. Then he goes on and tell you about don't do any work and stuff like that, you know. But we're gonna jump down to verse 27, all right? And look what he says. Also on the 10th day of the 7th month. Now we know that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's one, and we go 1, 2, 3. That you know, 7 and 3 is 10. And I talked about this in our last video. Look what he says here. There shall be a day of atonement, and it shall be a holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. See, so here we see here again, here is another holy day, but it is not the Lord's Sabbath. Now, that being said, let us jump down to verse 32. Now look what he says here. He says, it shall be, now still talking about the atonement. See what I'm saying? If you read from 27 on down here to 28, in 29 and on down to verse 32, you'll see he's still talking about the atonement. Now look what he said in 32. He said, it shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest. See that? And ye shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month at eve. From eve to eve. Ye shall celebrate your Sabbath. See that? If this is not on the Sabbath day, this is on the 9th day. See what I'm saying, my sisters and brothers? But here we see that it is a celebration. That is the difference between the Lord's day the Lord's Sabbath, and the Sabbath day he has here in this seventh month. There are many celebrations here that are going to be going on, and these are Sabbaths, including the moon Sabbath. They're all combined here, all together in one. But you still got to go back to the Lord's Sabbath. Now let's look at that. Let's revisit that. Let's go to Genesis chapter 2. Let's go to Genesis chapter 2. And we're going to come back to Leviticus later on. Genesis chapter 2. Now look what it says in verse 1, 2, and 3. Look what it says. It said, Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the Sabbath day, God ended his work which he made, and he rested on the Sabbath day from all his work which he had made. And God blessed the Sabbath day. God blessed the Sabbath day. God blessed the Sabbath day. See that? This day here is separate from any other day, my sisters and brothers. And as you saw that we just now read all these days, and it was a celebration going on. And it was called a Sabbath unto them. But this day right here, this is the Lord's day. It is different. You cannot get away from God's day. And I don't care how you want to go around and say, well, the moon Sabbath, and it could be on a Wednesday. I don't care. We just read that it was on the 9th day, on the 10th day. I mean, all these days here. If you look at this, 7 is 7. And when you leave 7, you begin to go toward 8, 9, 10. And he specifies on the 8th day, on the 9th day, on the 10th day, all these days here. And he calls those Sabbaths too. See, so why, I mean, how can one misunderstand what the Most High here is saying? I mean, all the other days, these days are for you to do things for him. As far as celebrations and bringing an offering and bringing in tithes and stuff like that for the priests and stuff like that, that is for you. But his day is different. Now look what it says here. In verse 3, he says, he blessed the Sabbath day and sanctified it. See that? Because that is in it, what? The Sabbath day had rest from all his work which he created and made. It's his day. It is different from all the other days. I don't care nothing about no moon Sabbath. I don't care anything about that. You know what I mean? Even though it's here written, those are different. They are separate from God's day. You can't just mingle everything in. No, you can't. God's day is different. And I'm going to prove it to you. Now, let us go back to Exodus. Let's go to Exodus 20. See, because we need to understand, my sisters and brothers. I know that some, want to come against it, but it's right in the pages. And listen, you're not coming against me. You're coming against the word of God. You're coming against God. You're not coming against me. Now, come on, let's go forward here. Let's look at Exodus 20. Let's look at verses 8. Look what he says here. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. This is God's commandment to Israel. Remember it. I don't care where you are. I don't care whether you're on the moon. I don't care if you're on top of the house. I don't care if you're out in the damn field. I want you to remember my Sabbath. And now, I know that we have, and see, what you have to understand is all these moon Sabbaths and stuff like that, all these days that he gave us to celebrate for him. It's just like a week of partying, sort of like what they have down in New Orleans. That week they have down there, then they have another week down there in Key West, where they have a whole week of a feast, a festive area, where they're having a festival and stuff like that all the time for a whole week, you know what I mean? But God has these days, all these moon days and stuff like that. Those are our Sabbath in order to dedicate it and celebrate to him. That's not his Sabbath. It's ours. Now, look what he said. He said, remember it. Now, let's jump down to verse 10, 6. Let's look, no, look, I tell you what, let's look at verses 9. He said, 6 days shall thou labor and do all thy work. But the Sabbath day, see that, is the Sabbath. Now he says, of the Lord thy God. It's different from your days. This is the Sabbath day is his. I mean, we have to understand that. We have to. You can't get around it. Listen to me, my sister and brother. Some want to say, well, they changed the calendar. Oh, okay, so what? God went to sleep, right? The Most High went to sleep, and they did something that he didn't know was going to transpire. When you are in a country, and you are a slave, your slave master, he dictates to you whatever day he wants to dictate. And see, you have to go by those customs. But the whole point that I'm trying to stress to you is that he says, remember my Sabbath day. Whether they have the Sabbath day over here messed up on this calendar, that's not your concern. And another thing, how do you know it's messed up? The whole point is, you remember my Sabbath day. So if you're in this country and they got the Sabbath day on Tuesday, then on Tuesday, that's what you remember. Because you're reverencing him. They didn't change the calendar and he went to sleep and God woke up and he didn't even know that they had changed the calendar. My sister and brother, you have to stop downplaying God like he's some puss-ass punk or something. I'm telling you. You have to start looking at him as he rules and he's running the whole show. Ain't no white man doing a damn thing and he doesn't know anything about it. I mean, how can we be so simple-minded and to downplay God as something slipped by him or something? That shows your level of respect for the Most High. Didn't anything get by him? He knew if they changed the calendar, he knew they was going to change it before they did it. As a matter of fact, he made them do it. He made them do it. I mean, we have to stop belittling God as he is on the level of a man. He's not. He's in control of everything, my sister and brother. You have to believe that. If you don't believe that, then you don't believe in him. You do not believe in him. You know why? Because you don't trust him. Oh, well, they changed the calendar. They changed this. And so what? That still does not change his writing. If you are on the moon and they say that the Sabbath day is on a Thursday according to what the day is here on planet Earth,